Yo, Kpaceguy here, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's great to see ya. Hello to all my new people as well. Today we're talking about the Skar RP-2000.1D amplifier as well as the Skar EVL 12s that I have in the trunk. Now if you missed my Skar EVL video, you guys know that I put some new subs in the car that I'm absolutely excited to have, but we ran into some issues where they kind of came damaged. I had no idea they were going to come this way. I was starting the video and then I unboxed it and saw that one of my speakers was completely damaged. And so I contacted Skar Audio and they sent me a whole new pair. So we're going to talk about that. But first, we're going to talk about this amp right here. We're going to unbox it and see what's inside. Now, as you can suggest from the name, this amplifier is a 2000 watt RMS amplifier and it's going to power my subs. Now they're wired down to 1 ohm and this is 1 ohm certified. It's stable down to 1 ohms. So you're getting 2000 watts RMS at 1 ohm, you're getting 1400 watts RMS at 2 ohms, and 800 watts RMS at 4 ohms. So this is able to do all the way down to 1 ohm, which is what I need. So let's get this box outside of the box. There we go. Alright, let's cut this box open. There we go. So this was well packaged. It came in a box. Besides the one you guys saw, that was in a box, and then that box was in a box, and now that box was in this box. So it came pretty well packaged. Let's see, we have a couple accessories here. Is that everything? I think that's everything. Alright, so let's get the amp out of here. So it has a good weight to it, which we all know in the audio world, that weight usually indicates quality. Nice and sturdy, solid metal. That's always something you want to see. Get that turned around there. Alright. Alright, so inside the box, what you're greeted with, besides the amp itself, is of course your manual there. And this manual is going to go for all of their amplifiers. It's going to have specifications for everything. You're going to also get your bass knob here. There's no voltage metering like that, but you do have your regular bass knob. Feels pretty good, made of made of a hard metal, not a plastic, so that's nice to see. You have your keys here, because you're going to need those to screw in and unscrew your wires and your speaker wire. And then you have a 3.5 to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and that's going to plug in from the amp to the back side of your bass knob there. Not the telephone cable style, more of a secure connection in my opinion. Now with this amp being 2000 watts RMS, you know you're going to need some zero gauge wire. And this is going to true gauge zero gauge wire for the ground and for the power here. There's your ground, there's your power. Here's going to be your remote turn on. That's where you'll hook up to have the car when it turns on, to fire your amplifier up, and when you turn that car off, your amplifier shuts down as well. And then here you're going to be able to use your speaker terminals. Again, these are from 4 ohms down to 1. If you're going to be using 1, you want to 1 ohm, you want to do positive and negative. If you're going to do 4 ohms, you'll use a different type. And it tells you that all in the manual. But since I'm doing 1 ohm, I'll put my positive here, my negative there. Looks like it can take maybe 12, 14, 16 gauge speaker wire from here to your speaker. So that's nice to have as well. And let's check the other side as well. Alright, so on the other side of the amp, you do have a few different settings you can use. The first one being, of course, you have your inputs there, left and right for your subs. You have the remote, that's where your bass knob's going to connect to. To the left of that is your protect and your power. When your power light's on, you're good to go, but if you hit protect, you're probably in trouble. I heard that this amp does not come out of protect mode, so that's an issue. So you don't want to send that into protect mode, or you're going to be in a world of hurt. Here you have the bass EQ, which of course most audiophiles or car audio enthusiasts will tell you to keep that off because you start to introduce distortion. But what it does is add a 0, 6, or 12 dB boost to around the 45 hertz range. If you need a little more thump around that area, or maybe if your subwoofers don't dig that low, you can add a little more reinforcement to that area, 40, 45, 50-ish hertz range, 0, 6, or 12 dB. Again, I recommend you leave that off because you start to change your quality of sound, and you also start to add distortion to your sound, which can prematurely blow your speakers. Here you have your gain. Now this is not a volume knob, and you'll hear this all over the place. This is not a volume knob. You want to match your gain to the voltage output of your amplifier. You're going to be using your head unit. You want to match that so that you're not getting any kind of dirty sound. You don't want any clipping, things like that. You have your LPF or low pass filter. You can change it from 50 hertz all the way up to, I think this one goes to 220. So of course I'll have mine around that 50, 60 hertz range. And then your subsonic filter here. And this is what's going to protect lower end speakers, or maybe speakers that are not rated to go down very low. You can cut it off between 0 to 50 hertz if you like to. So this will allow you to cut off any frequencies or start to roll them off around your desired frequency. So if I wanted to turn this to about 20, anything around 25, 20 and on downward will be cut off every, I think this is about 6 or 12 dB, so that you don't harm your speakers when really low bass hits. It's a really nice feature to have, especially when your speakers aren't rated to go down that low. So here's one of the 4 Skar EVL 12s that I have. And this one's the damaged one that I got on accident whenever I first got the first set of speakers and they were damaged in the box. So let me show you what happened to this one. It took me forever to get this out of the box because this one is completely broken. Let me move the amp and show you guys. So you can see right here that the whole entire basket got completely chopped off all the way around. So what I think happened is somebody during shipping thought they were going to be strong and powerful that day. And what they did was end up dropping the box. Now the box weighs 140 pounds. It's a loaded enclosure. So the box plus the 2 speakers in there, you get a little bit of weight. And so someone had dropped the box from a pretty good height, and it completely, the weight of this motor had completely tore up the basket from the rest of the cone. And so the speaker works just fine. The motor is still perfectly working, but of course we're kind of disconnected from each other. So I think this is actually an easy fix. Easy fix. If we can get that attached back to the speaker, we have a working speaker. Now I still have the box right here as well. You can kind of see a little bit of damages done to the box. So the bracing that holds the motor in place, the support, that got messed up too. You may not be able to see because it's so dark in here, but there was some support that held the motor up in place, and that got broken off, which is why the speaker broke. And so now what Skar was so nicely to do for me is what they did was they sent me a whole new enclosure and 2 more EVLs. So now I have a whole enclosure. I also have that EVL and then that EVL right there that I'm not using because in my trunk outside there I have the new one. So now guys, I have 2 extra EVLs in a box that I'm not sure what to do with. And I'm not going to use it, of course, because I have a small sedan, so I can't put 2 of these in there. But I'm kind of lost at what I should do with these 2 guys. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. Alright guys, so this is actually the new set of Skar EVLs now. You can see the Skar amp. If in my last video I told you guys that I wanted to mount this amp to this plate here. So it's going to look a lot like this. And then I'm going to drill some holes right next to the amplifier so that I can feed my wires through because I want an absolute clean install. And of course I think I'm going to put Kpaceguy or something around there too. So it's kind of going to sit like this. I might even center it and raise it up like this and have it like that. I'm not sure yet, but something like this, guys. So you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like. It's going to allow my amp to sit and kind of be like displayed, but it's also going to keep anybody who knows that I have a system here from taking it and stealing it very easily. So I have that ready to go. Feed my wires through and have a nice clean setup is exactly what I want. I may do that, I'm not sure. I'm definitely not mounting this to my enclosure. That's a no-no and everybody knows that. But anyway guys, I want to say something for both my car audio enthusiasts and my home theater enthusiasts, and it's wiring. So for me, I went and bought wire. I'm not going to show you any videos today of the system yet because I haven't bought my wires yet, because I'm going to get OFC wiring, and it's oxygen-free copper. And the reason why you want that is far more efficient. It's a lot less taxing on your electrical system in your car. It's rated really well for high-powered systems, but it also has a really good power transfer. So you know there's a long distance between battery to the back of your trunk there. So you want to be able to send as much power without losing it from your battery to your system, so your system can perform at its best. This is really important for home audio as well. If you're looking for speaker wire for your in-home speakers, you want OFC wire too. It's oxygen-free copper. It has just a lot better better sound quality. Basically, you get more power from amp to speaker, and that's what you really want. You don't want to lose any power, especially when you're going from long distances. So you can see the new EVLs here. I have a little baby amp plugged up to them now. I've been kind of listening to them, breaking them in. Sound really good. But we're gonna get this hooked up tomorrow, and we're gonna play some tunes. I just cannot wait, guys. So if you can't wait either, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment down below. What do you think about Skar Audio? What do you think about the EVLs? What do you think about the RP-2000? Let me know that in the comments below. Make sure you're here for tomorrow, because we're going to plug this baby up and we're going to play some music. We're going to piss some people off. So you guys have a good weekend. Be safe out there, and we will see you in the next video. Kpaceguy out. Peace.